What's up, guys? Welcome back. This is Wisdom once again. Here we are on Hump Day, coming back with another story time. I would like to say another simp story tale. Story tale, if that's even a word. Another simp story. I'm wait for everybody as y'all gather in before I dive off into this. Y'all know my usual in the evenings. uh, Getting some food and some good drink. But this topic I wanted to discuss. I've done a few videos on this no contact, which people seem to believe is the fix all for everything, and you see a lot of videos on YouTube about it. 30 days, this, and this, success stories. And some people just can't control themselves emotionally, and they lose it and they end up contacting someone, and they're forgetting the fact that it's about getting yourself together emotionally, and weaning yourself off of this drug, which is that other person. But a lot of you guys start feeling helpless and wanting to fall back into your basically what got you pushed away in the first place. So the object of this is, and at the end of the day, there's no contact, is to get yourself off of this drug, because you're like an addict right now. I know the feeling. I'm gonna get into like I said, why it doesn't work. As far as breaking, you're doing it for a reason. It doesn't work. It's not going to work, and it makes you look even weaker, man or woman, whoever's doing it. You just look weaker. You know, people, you have this 30-day rule. 30 days, as I said before, it's not. I mean, it can be for some people, but if someone really wanted to talk to you, they would have talked to you by then. Other times, people have to develop their feelings, not develop their feelings, or basically allowing someone to miss you. And depending on who it is, that could be quite a few months, or it could probably be never, where somebody is actually going to miss you. But hey, that's not for you to be concerned with. But I know a lot of people, like myself, is eating you up inside every day, and you're thinking, if I could just talk to this person, it's going to happen. They have to see my side of the story. A lot of times, people who aren't talking to you, it may be a test. They may be chasing you. They not chasing you. They may want you to chase them to see how far you will go. Some people get off on it. That's a toxic person. That's a narcissistic person that actually gets off on the fact of seeing you suffer and you being punished. And whenever you're calling or you're texting, what they're doing is looking at the phone, shaking their head, they're laughing at you. They're telling their friends, girlfriends, their homies, look at this. I got such and such sprung. This is such a fool. He just won't stop, or she just won't stop. And they're loving it. And that further validates that person why they shouldn't mess with you anyway. Because it shows that you don't have any value, and they're definitely not going to value you more by you basically saying, give me another slap. Walk all over me. Here, I know you did it before, but walk all over me again. I don't care. I just want to be in your presence. It's like you're giving that person celebrity status. And it's like, for what? It's not even worth it at the end of the day. You have a scarcity mindset. Even if you might have been in love with this person might have told you that they loved you, but all of that is over at this point, man. And here's the thing, what you need to realize, why would you want to be with someone who can go days without speaking to you anyway? It can go days or months. Your birthdays, all of this stuff, they can go all this time without talking to you. Holidays, a lot of this, and I'm making this also because Christmas is the holiday season. Christmas is coming up, New Year's is coming up, and you're getting that itch. Should I contact them? I have this gift that I want to give them. Maybe they're thinking about me. Maybe they're lonely. Maybe this is prime time for me to make my move. Don't do it. Don't even think about it. Stick to your guns. Stick to whatever it is you're doing on a day-to-day basis, becoming that better version of yourself. Breaking that, then there's no need. It's gonna make you feel worse. You're definitely not gonna get the results that you hope for. And guess what? The clock restarts because they've gotten the validation by you contacting them. So it's best for you just not to do it. I've done it in the past with I've done it a few times with my ex-wife, breaking no contact, and every single time, by me trying to do it, trying to get back in her good graces, backfires. The most recent one in particular, this was obviously this year. And this is before I really knew all this stuff, but I stood back. I was doing it anyway. When you're talking with someone and they begin to, and you guys normally have like a routine relationship or whatever, and you're talking to that person every day, you guys are texting, you normally have everything going on, it's like clockwork. You have your little relationship going, you speak in the morning, if both of you guys are working, you speak during lunch and you speak in the evening, or you may see that person every day or every other day. So you're getting used to this, and it's just like it's just normal. So you notice, I don't care who it is, people start losing interest as that decreases. And a lot of people see those signs, and sometimes they ignore it, but if you normally have a routine in place, it's obvious. And that's where either that communication comes in, where you try to communicate with that person, or there's that great thing called the illusion of action, where you're like, I have to do something because they're stepping back. When this person is falling back from you, you need to do the same thing, because you're chasing them and they're just gonna go away. So, in my situation, right? This person started falling back, and I noticed it immediately because I was already in this whole psychology thing. But as far as actually, I didn't do the thing as far as pursuing, because that leads to pursuit for the other party who's not getting the person who's falling back. The other party usually pursues, and it just makes it worse. So that's basically what I did. I addressed her and I was like, hey, I notice, you're more distant now, which is what you should do a lot of times. And any healthy person who communicates is willing to communicate, hey, this is what's going on, and they're actually genuine with it. But you have some people who, they'll make excuses and they'll say like, all of a sudden they have a lot going on. It's like a whirlwind, or they'll say it's a whirlwind. I'm confused. I'm this. Those are key words, especially when you've been dealing with this person for quite some time. And that's key words for you to back off. Me, I kind of saw it like, okay, she's doing this. Slowly but surely, the calls basically tapered off. As far as me seeing her, that tapered off. Sometimes when I would talk to her, she would be like, well, let me call you back. And we never call back. And you're like, okay, all right, I'm seeing this. So at this point, I was trying to do more. It was that illusion of action, trying to show her I care and stuff like that, which is what a lot of people tend to do. They're trying to do so. Oh, I got to do something. I'm losing this person. I'm losing this person. The ship's going down. The ship's going down. I got to do something. So I was at this point just trying to be like really be the perfect guy, trying to do everything, to show this person I'm there. I'm trying to communicate with him or whatever like that. It was just the same old stuff. So I think this happened like it was like during a holiday or whatever. So I was like, hey, what's going on? Let's meet up. I bought this, and this. And like I said, she was a single mother, so I was like, okay. I think I bought some donuts or something like that, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna bring them over for the kids and all this stuff like that. And she was like, okay, cool. I'm going over to my mom's house or something like that. And I was like, all right, I'll call you once I get them. So I text her and was like, yo, I'm about to head, I'll meet you at such and such. No response back. So I'm like, okay. So I call her, right? No response. This is probably like an hour later. No response. So for me, and now this was like the first time this has happened with her in particular, I'm like, okay, I see where this is going. You know what I mean? So what I did was like, what's happening? What's happening, JJ? What I did, I was like, okay, basically, as y'all all know, no message is a message. No reply is a reply. Sending no message is the clearest way to send the message. So I was like, okay, so she just don't want to mess with me no more. After all this time. So, and like I said, after that phone call, didn't contact her. I think 2 weeks had passed, and like it was eating me up. I was like, man, she hasn't even called me, no nothing. She hasn't even texted me, no nothing. And this behavior like that. When people do stuff like that, when they just stonewall and just out the blue, just don't want to communicate instead of just coming out and just saying, yo, I'm done with you. That's what I respect. But a lot of people just play games and stuff like that. So I think 2 weeks had passed, maybe, and I was like, man, I can't take this. So I texted her, right, and I was like, hey, what's up? And she was like, I think she waited like an hour or so and text back. She was like, hey, how's it going or whatever. And I was like, this and this. And I was like, hey, let's do something with the kids or whatever like that. Are you free to do something with the kids this weekend or whatever? She was like, yeah, I should be. What do you have in mind? So I told her. And she basically kind of like did the same thing. So I called her and I was talking to her. And I talked to her for like a minute. I hadn't talked to her in like 2 weeks, so I talked to her for probably like 15, 20 minutes. She did the same thing and was like, well, let me call you back. So I was like, okay. She never called me back, right? So I'm like, I'm getting frustrated at this point, like a lot of people do, which you keep pursuing. And that was just after me doing 2 weeks no contact, right? So at this point, your mind is like, man, what should I say this? What can I say? What can I do? Da da da. A lot of people get involved with that. So I didn't hear from her that weekend. So I think it was like maybe a Tuesday or a Wednesday. I was texting her or whatever, and I ended up calling her, talking to her that afternoon, and I was like, yo, I got this bottle of something, Cabernet or something like that. Why don't you come by? She was like, I don't know, da da da, or whatever. And we had like a conversation, and she was like, okay. So when I got off work, I called her when I got off work. I'm like, yo, what's happening? She was like, oh, okay, give me a second. I hadn't heard from her or whatever. So I'm like, I think it's like 2 hours had passed. And she never told me she was on her way. So she finally showed up, right? And she showed up. We had some drinks or whatever. We talked about, the situation, what all had happened, and what all was going on, and the whole, no talking, and what's going on in her life, and I'm just basically like, yo, why you feel like you can't communicate with me? Why you can't talk to me or whatever? Getting on some simp shit as opposed to just staying solid. So anyway, she made the move on me, and we ended up, being intimate and all that, right? Incredible, straight up incredible, right? So she ends up leaving, and the next morning she's just texting me, and this is one of those things, right? What I'm told about women, basically, that's one of the ways with women, as far as when it comes to someone like that, they'll try to stay away from having sex with a man because the feelings become involved again. And that's what she was not trying to do that night. She was just like, I don't, just give me till tomorrow to see how I feel. I don't know because of right now. But then at the end of the day, we still ended up being intimate. So that next morning, she was texting me. She was like, I was hoping that this wouldn't happen. I was afraid this was going to happen. Excuse me. I was afraid this was going to happen. And I was like, what? She was like, you're back in my system again. Or whatever like that. Basically, she was saying I was just trying to get you out of my system. So at that point, everything just went back to normal. I'm just talking to her. I'm trying to fall back. But I went back kind of like, instead of just completely backing off and not just texting her, I went back because I thought everything was back to normal. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking we're all cool. At this point, I'm trying to be the best person. Anything she needed, I was trying to be that guy. Car fix, car clean, all that stuff. Trying to be, going straight up into this mode of basically saying, whatever happened in the past, let's leave that in the past. Let's move forward with this. I'm trying to be this guy. I'm trying to be this dude. And she was like, I was doing all this stuff, but she was like, I appreciate it, da 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 da. So that was good for a week. After a week, went back to the same behavior, being distant, falling back, and all that stuff like that. And I'm just like, I'm like, what's going on or whatever, da 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 da. And is basically went back to the same shit. So at this point, a lot of times when you guys jump back into stuff like this, you're going in there a lot of times with insecurity, feeling like it's that illusion of action because you lost them before and you're trying not to repeat it again. So you may be doing certain things. In my case, I can look at it objectively, and I was just trying to do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? I was just trying to be, really a good person, trying to be that guy, show her I was supporting her and all that stuff like that. I didn't do anything, in my estimation, out of the way. But a lot of times when you get back with someone or you break that no contact and they get back with you, those feelings, especially with a woman, women live in the moment. The way they feel right now, those feelings can change by the end of the night. Or if you're saying, well, she just told me she was in love with me last week. That's not the same this week. It changes like that, especially when you're dealing with women. So a lot of times when you break no contact, it has to be the other person's idea. It can't be your idea, especially if they're the one who pushed you away. In my case, obviously, what I explained, I was pushed away, but yet still I broke it because I'm just like, at that time I didn't have any self-control, and I felt like I had to do something or prove myself, or seeking her out for validation or whatever. And like I said, it was only temporary, and that's normally what it is. It's temporary, whether that person gets their fix or you get your fix, however it goes. And maybe they're already seeing someone, whatever it is at the end of the day. If they ghosted you before, you know, chances are it's going to happen again. It's going to happen again. It's just a matter of time. Even if you are that perfect person again, a lot of times, or that person that they want you to be, because I've done that twice in my life, actually, you know, getting a person back and then becoming that perfect person, and it just doesn't work. And I'm here to tell you, maybe some people have success stories where they can tell you that, but I haven't heard too many, and from looking this up and stuff, where people actually break no contact and they go and contact the person who pushed them away, and everything turned out wonderful. You know, it always, for the majority, from what I've seen, it ends up bad. Either you don't hear back from that person, or that person just talks to you temporarily, and then they just like, huh, I'm a celebrity here. I'm on a pedestal. I can treat you however I want, and it's just a matter where it's just some people would rather play around with you rather than just say, hey, this is what it is. That's what I respect. But you have to guard yourself also, instead of looking at no contact as a way of actually getting someone back. You have to look at someone's behavior, their actions, how they treated you, whether they're getting themselves together, they're dealing with someone else. The mere fact, the whole point of them doing that's very low value that they have for you. If they can go this long, and you guys had an intimate relationship before, you guys were the best of friends before, hanging out all the time, they can go that long without even, contacting you. So that's basically what I wanted to convey to you guys. I know this is I want to make it a quick video, but it's not about you trying to prove something, prove something to yourself or proving something to them. Like I said in my video yesterday, rejection, triggers this obsession, and it's not even it's not worth it. That person, they have to sit back, let it marinate. What's happening, Jasmine? They have to sit back, let it marinate, think about what it is at the end of the day. If you were a good person, or whatever it was, if this is something that they really want, or they regret, or they really miss you at the end of the day, and this goes, what I keep saying to you guys, this goes until death. Until death do you part. Forever. This goes forever. Because don't be that person. Don't be that person that basically you've already been the bigger person, especially if you already apologized. You already apologized, and you've asked if you could fix it, if you could fix the situation, if you can work on it, and the person is still like, no. You've already been the bigger person, so don't continue to. It's just making it worse. It's making you look worse. You don't want somebody that is only with you because of pity. That's the wrong type of relationship to have. The wrong type of relationship to have is someone who's only with you because of pity, because you begged them over and over, and your separation anxiety is just killing you, and you don't know how you're going to live without this person. Whether it be 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years, it's gonna go. It's gonna subside in the end. It's just that obsession is what gets a lot of you guys, just being obsessed, with this person. So I encourage you, trust me, just be easy, fall back, be indifferent. That at that point when they contact you, like I said before, it's on them to win you back. It's on them to get back in your good graces. It's upon them. They have to earn you, because it's similar to you being thrown in the trash, because in essence that's what it is. You were thrown in the trash. They found no use for you, and that's just that. And nobody should be feel or not feel like that, but being treated in that manner, and that's a lot of times why closure isn't important, because a lot of people are breaking no contact, seeking closure from a person who has no who couldn't care less whether you have closure or not, because it's not really affecting them. They don't care about closure. It's about this person's ego a lot of the times. And many people will if chances are, if it's happened to you, it's gonna happen. This person has done it to somebody else in the past, and this is normally how they operate and how they function. Especially when it comes to ghosting and stuff like that. That's just the way it goes. So, with that being said, I hope you guys this is a quick story time. I thought it was gonna be longer for whatever reason, but it's not too much interaction tonight. But this is a quick story time. Just another reason, proof why you should not break it, because it's just you're just peeling a scab off over and over and over, and it's gonna keep hurting each time, because the results are not gonna get any better when you're initiating this stuff. The results definitely aren't gonna get any better, and you just keep peeling that scab off, and it's no fun. It's no fun. It's no fun. Trust me. Don't do it. Don't do it. If you don't take any other advice, don't do it. You'll be all right. Somebody, if you look at the signs, the synchronicity that may be involved in the situation, if you're able to recognize it, you'll see that maybe this person was removed from you, or you were removed from the situation. You just look at things that used to happen along with the relationship. Maybe they no longer work in the area. Maybe you no longer work in that area. Maybe your paths no longer cross anymore the way they used to all of a sudden. Maybe this person, maybe some it's just all types of stuff. You just have to analyze it. You have to step back to really analyze these things, to look at like a lot of the signs that occur. And that's what I'm able to do. Even though you have this fog going on, you can look at some signs and say, okay, this is happening. This is happening. So this must be really for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Because if it was meant to be, or if it was supposed to happen, that it's not just you being on your best behavior, but that person would have said or done something that would have kept you guys together, or kept you guys in each other's lives. Because I know you, as that person, you're more than willing to try, or you're trying, but that person would have done something. And this is how you have to look at it. They would have done something, they would have said something, they would have made it a point to be active in the situation. So that's how we have to look at things sometimes. So if there's not anything else, man, I'm gonna go ahead and close this video out. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you guys like, share, comment, and subscribe. All my products, check out all the links in the description. All those links that are in the description are also on my website, jrosswriting.com. In the process of linking to PayPal and getting everything verified on there. So make sure y'all check me out. Add me on social media, Facebook and Instagram. The links are all there. And if you want to book a one-on-one with yours truly to speak more on any of these matters or matters involving life in general, life coaching, counseling, consulting, feel free to email me, so we can go ahead and book that one-on-one. Email me, or we can do telephonic. All of that good stuff. I'm here to help as usual. So with that being said, peace be upon you and the mercy and blessings of the Almighty. Remember, anything lost can be found again except for time wasted. And I will see you guys on the next live stream. So catch you guys later. Peace.